Oh yeah, people. My goodness, what amazing presentations tonight right here on CoronaCon. If you are not tuned in, I just don't know what you're doing with yourself, right? So you saw Marita come in here and give y'all some advice because y'all know good and well my fat ass was not going to be on the fitness segment of CoronaCon. It wasn't going to listen. One thing I am not. I'm a great many things, but the one thing that I am not is a hypocrite. And I'm working on it. And they say that people are powerless over food. No, I'm powerful over food. Listen, you give me some Alfredo, watch me tear it down. Some ribs, slab it.
Period.
Don't quick, point blank, and the. Let me tell you something. Right now, it's the best time for food you will ever have, but you have to have discipline. You have to have discipline. So later on in the week, we're going to be talking about healthy changes that we can do. Because some of y'all, listen, I was in BJ Wholesale Club and I saw some of y'all little raggedy asses. I saw y'all ransacking the bakery section. I saw y'all going for the cake bites. I saw y'all going for the triple boxes of famous Amos cookies, in the 800-pound pack. I saw y'all get that 20-gallon keg of mayonnaise. I didn't even know they made mayonnaise in the keg, but apparently they do at BJ's. Y'all been wearing out your BJ's, your Sam's Club, your Costco card. It's only the poor. Listen, let me tell you something. The poor people are going into the grocery stores. Y'all need to go to BJ's and Costco's because they got it for you. Y'all looking for bottled water? It's at the BJ's. Then you get membership for $25, and if you're smart, listen, your business will get that membership. You can write off that 25 if you're broke. I'm just trying to tell somebody I need some LLCs, but we're gonna get into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. I am so excited about this guest that we have coming up right now. Right? I call him my spirit animal because there are people in this world, you know, who say things, and when they say them, you understood the spirit in which they meant that. Mm-hmm. And this sister has, on many occasions, talked about people not being ready, talked about people playing with her time when it came to this coaching situation. And I'm telling you, we hate to see it because what happens is when you start to play with somebody's money, listen, Linda. See what they don't see. See the problem. I'm. This is still the intro. The problem is that you, Mickey Vickies, don't seem to realize that just because we speak and we write books and we analyze and strategize and build businesses, and you see us in places that you have not arrived to and don't know the on ramp to get there. You think it's sweet over here, and I'm gonna be honest. No, it's sweet. I ain't gonna. I tried. It's sweet, but that bill. Who? Listen. Let me tell you something. See, we're all prostitutes in this game, right? And we work for a pimp named Bill. The difference is, Bill on our level is like 20 times what it is on your level. And so when you start messing around with our time, it ain't even about the money. It's about the time. Because we start messing around with our time, then you're keeping us from somebody that we could really help make money, which in turn would help us make money. Y'all don't get that though. That's why y'all looking and trying to figure out where the water is, but y'all so stupid y'all ain't going Amazon, order daggone water filter and just get all the free water you want. Cause y'all run around here looking for plastic bottles and don't know they in the BJ's. So when I first saw Felicia Kelly, I understood. She, like Jesus said, "My sheep will hear my voice." I understood her frustrations. Mm-hmm. And she has leveled herself up time and again. And I am never. Listen, the one thing, I'm a great many things. Listen, I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a husband. I'm a father. Though the one thing I looked at, and I got a long answer. I mean, it's long like a whole gallon filled with CVS sheets. Like it's a long resume, but in there, I ain't see hater. I refuse to be a hater. Listen, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Felicia is absolutely amazing at what she does. She is a powerful, powerful individual. You about to learn. Like my good friend Kevin Hart would say, "You're gonna learn today." Ooh, child, we about to get into this. We have not done this. This has not been rehearsed. So I'm warning you. Listen, go get your beer. Go get whatever it is you're gonna sip on, because this ain't gonna be no motivational presentation. We're gonna talk some strategies, because some of y'all been sitting around talking about, Lord, oh, this Rona. What is us gonna do about this Rona? Lord, this is taking me out, Jeebus. Oh Lord. So we ain't gonna do that. We gonna talk about how you thrive in this situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, the phenomenal, amazing Felicia Kelly's in the building. How are you?
Hey now, hey now. I appreciate you, sir.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate you right back.
Listen,
Hey,
I appreciate the intro, because I'm gonna have to get the people what's real. We can't patty cake this situation.
Nah.
We can't. We really got to take our power over this pandemic. You know, it can be a pandemic for some, but it doesn't have to be a pandemic for everybody.
Nope. Sure don't. So here's what I think is happening. You notice a bunch of addicts, especially in America. And people, I'm not talking about opioids. I ain't talking about crack. I ain't even talking about my addiction sandwiches. I'm talking about, you all right? You good?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the addiction to bad news.
Yes, so true.
And what happens when we have an addiction to bad news, we tend to look for more bad news.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? And then have you ever seen The Wiz?
Yes, once.
Listen, that's all you need to see. There's a character in there called Eveline, and she said, "Don't nobody bring me no bad news." And they tried, and they killed her because she was like, "I don't want to hear it. I don't hear that bad news. Hey, dog, we rolling over here." Listen, we understand that this is a real situation. We understand that this is a pandemic. We understand that people are asymptomatic and can pass this situation on, and that's completely fucked up. Here's what's missing from the conversation. In China, they built up, in a matter of a week or two, 4 makeshift hospitals. And in those makeshift hospitals, and you can verify this in the New York Post, not TMZ, not fuckity-shit.org, in the New York Post, they put up an article, and they treated this coronavirus with intravenous doses of vitamin C. See, we're not talking about the people who lived. We're talking about the people who died. We're not talking about what we do in this economy. We're talking about stimulus checks. We're not talking about building a business and building and rekindling relationships and having difficult conversations with loved ones that you don't really get to see that much. We're talking about, oh Lord, when are we going to get out? We run around here like a bunch of Rockwells. I always feel like somebody's watching me, and the truth of the matter is they are. Now what you gonna do? So what should they do, Felicia?
Listen, the first thing, and love what you said, because there's a saying, like, you can't control what's happening in the world, but you can control how you react. And I think a lot of times people aren't able to control how they react because they're so reactive. People, they have no productivity going on. They have no proactive fortitude of their own. So they have no choice but to be reactive to the situation. Like, as far as the economy, even the Bible tells you have the power to create wealth. It doesn't say, oh, as long as there's no pandemic, oh, as long as there's nothing bad happening. Like, people are looking for these perfect circumstances that are just never going to come, right? Bad things have been going on. The problem is that we didn't care. When I say we as a country, we as a community, we don't care unless we're directly affected. So for most of us who are quote unquote woke, I hate the word woke because most people are truly using it as something to do and be and to make a name for themselves. But for most of us, it's a regular day. The only difference between me right now and me 3 months ago is that I'm being told by people who make regulations that I can't leave my house. That's really the only difference. Things have been going bad in the United States. Things have been going wrong. People have been dying from cancer, HIV, all these other diseases. Granted, we don't know a lot about this one, but there are a lot of other diseases we don't know about. So we have to really start thinking about, what do I want my life to look like? At the end of the day, what can I control? There are no prerequisites for making a decision right now, right? The foundation of how you fare in this pandemic lies in your belief system. What do you believe about your life? What do you believe about your business? And after you start believing that, what decisions are you going to make? A lot of people perish in situations because they don't make good decisions or they make no decision, just like the stimulus checks. People are ranting and raving about these stimulus checks, and God bless it, get your coin. But at the same time, you need to have a plan with or without it. You need to be making financial decisions with or without it. You need to say, okay, you know what? That same business that I've been playing with, I've been saying, I want to make 3 grand a month. That same business, turn it to 10K a month, turn it to 20, 30, 40K a month.
Uh-oh. See,
We really just need to start making decisions.
See, wait, I hear them now. Wait, hold on. I'm getting something from Jim in the newsroom. Stand by, Felicia. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized I heard a bunch of moon crickets talking about, oh Lord,
Oh,
Lord, she talking that crazy talk. She talk how
we can't do it, man.
You gonna take a business from 3,000 to 4,000 to 10,000 to 20,000. She might just say a billion jillion.
I might would say it. You know, it's the thing is, like, your job is closed, but some people are afraid to spend money right now. But what? Some people aren't. Some people are still buying. People still getting on sales calls. People still signed up for my sales training for this weekend. People still, people are still moving. At the end of the day, you have to make decisions that are going to benefit you, your household, and the people behind you after this is over. Because there's always going to be something. There was always something. Last year, we peaked at how many Black people were getting killed by police. Whatever the issues are, they're going to be there. What are you going to do regardless? You can still prosper. The ball is still in your court, but you got to create some income. This sitting around waiting on somebody to hand you something, it's never going to work. It's never worked. It's not going to start working now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why people think that they can sit back and just wait. Nobody's going to give you anything. There are repercussions coming with the $2 trillion. There are repercussions with that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. See, that's the part nobody wants to talk about. Like everybody, key example. When I was about 17 years old, I'm in college, right? It's November 18th, and I walk by every day this table on my way to the cafeteria. And it's like, oh, sign up for a credit card to get a free T-shirt. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could get that free T-shirt, but I'm not 18 yet. So on my birthday, my black ass went and got that free T-shirt and signed up for that credit card. And I got approved for like $5,000, something 500, something like that. And I didn't read the fine print, so that $500 wound up costing me $1,250.
Right.
But I got a T-shirt, and that's what's happening. Y'all are getting so amped for the T-shirt that you didn't bother to think what was coming with that.
Right.
You're like, oh, that's just one more day I don't have to do laundry. I'm gonna put this T-shirt on. And you know what the T-shirt turned you into? A walking billboard. Whose T-shirt are you putting on? What are you doing? What are you the walking billboard for? Are you the walking billboard for panic? Are you calling up all the prayer warriors? Are you
right?
Like we ain't got time for pillow clutches. This is not the time to clutch the pillow. This is time to go get the money. So I'm gonna ask you this, Felicia. What should people be doing if they don't know how to get their business from $1,200 a month to $3,000 a month, 3 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 20? How do you scale now in this economy?
Here's the thing. The first part of that is to have a sales process. And to sell, you cannot, and I know you've seen it, so many people have taken their foot off the gas because I don't feel it's a good time to be selling. And that's not the case. I've seen it all over social media. Now, these aren't my friends. My friends and my clients know better. But there are some people who are afraid to sell. Even the people, anybody can trip and make $1,200. Really and truly, you can trip and make $5K a month in your business. You can stumble through that. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to sustainable scaling, you have to have a concrete sales strategy. What is working in your business? What is selling the most in your business? Is it something that people can benefit from right now? Is there a remnant of people? Is there a group of people that you can solve their issue right now? Because guess what? If the product you're focused on, your service you're focused on is not the answer right now, you're gonna have to scratch it. And you're gonna have to pivot. And I've not seen anything crazier than people who are married to one part of their business or married to the way their business is right now. Even in a marriage, I'm gonna change. I have changed. My husband is gonna change. He has changed. I can't be married to the person he was 6 years ago when we got married.
Nope.
He's made several pivots since then. Your business is the same way. There are going to be times where you're going to have to pivot and focus on a service or a product that answers the question that's being asked right now. What you sold last year to make 100K might not work right now. And you got to be willing to make a pivot and stop being married to your business and think about, what would a company do? If my business was not a small business, if I had 1,000 employees, what would be my focus to make payroll? Right? And a lot of times we just aren't willing to make that shift because we love our ideas. But our businesses are not really about us. They're about other people. And the money that we make is the payment for focusing on other people. That's the reward we get.
Listen.
You know, so people really, and they got to manage their cash flow too. That's another topic, but I'm gonna let you say what you was gonna say.
Listen, it gets to a point, and I really shouldn't rub my head and rub my eyes and act like I'm frustrated about it, but I am. It gets to a point where, here's my personal favorite. Maybe you hear this one. Well, I feel.
Don't care.
I feel. And I'm like, what? Why are you talking to me about your feelings? Like, here's what I mean. And this is what I tell people. I'm like, have you been to McDonald's? I'm fat, go with it. And they're like, yeah, I've been to McDonald's. I'm like, have you ever ordered a Big Mac? Yeah, I like the Big Mac. Okay, cool. When the snot-nosed, pimple-faced kid handed you the Big Mac, how did you feel about them? I didn't feel about them. I just wanted my damn Big Mac.
You think?
Oh, McFly. Like, y'all get caught up in feelings. Well, I feel I should do this, and I feel I should do that, and I feel like I should have 575,332 certifications. Listen, the one thing I ain't going to do is outsmart the money.
No, we make it difficult. A lot of people make it difficult. I had a call earlier and I told the young lady, I said, don't make it difficult for people to buy. Why is it hard for people to buy? When the customer says, and if nobody takes anything away from me tonight, I want them to take away this. When the customer says yes, we say yes. It's something we say in the car business. For background, I spent a decade in the auto industry, highly successful, top performer, award after award. When the customer says yes, I say yes. Now, I may not be able to say yes to exactly what they want me to say yes to, but they're going to buy. If they want to buy, I'm going to let them. I'm not going to make it difficult for people to pay me. And that really comes from strategic focus. People are focused. It's not that people aren't focused. There's no strategy behind it. Strategic focus changed my business. What am I focused on right now? Am I focused on something that worked before that may not be the answer right now? Goes back to what we talked about earlier. What is my focus right now? My focus right now is analysis. Looking at my business, looking at my cash flow, looking at what was spent over the last quarter and saying, these two things aren't really working for me anymore. Let's cancel that. Let's upgrade it. Let's do something different that's going to get me more for my dollar. Because as a business owner, just like we're making income, we have to be cautious about what we're spending our money on. And it needs to be making sense. If I'm going to change systems, if I'm going to do that right now while people are looking for customers, it might be a good time to do that. Strategic. People are out here with no strategy. They just out here throwing stuff against the wall, hoping to stick, doing what they see somebody else doing because they're not willing to invest in themselves and pay that person to learn.
Can we just talk about the ask holes for a minute? The ask holes. These are the people that hop from Facebook group to Facebook group. They hop from message board to message board. They hop from email chain to email chain. They hop from coach to coach, and they ask a question over and over and over again, hoping that they'll stumble upon the golden answer that they don't have to pay for.
Listen, here's the thing. We make it no secret where my mentality comes from. I'm gonna take you right back to the Bible.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Even the Bible tells you to whom much is given, much is required. So
Uh-oh.
how are you going to expect to charge 10K when you haven't invested 10K? How are you going to charge 5K if you haven't invested 5K? You cannot supersede the level of which you're willing to invest time and money. You're not going to and you're not going to even appreciate what it takes to become that individual. It goes back to strategy. Because guess what? When I'm interviewing coaches, the coaches I've had that were very successful, when I'm asking them how they arrived to their success, if they just tell me, "Oh, somebody told me what to do," okay, wait, what? You ain't go through no trials, no tribulation. You ain't been through no fire. Oh nah, see, I can't work with you. I don't care how much knowledge you got because guess what? If I get in a bind, you can't tell me nothing because you ain't been through nothing. I need somebody with some skin in the game.
Mm.
I need somebody that got a story. I need somebody that I know them been through some adversities. If you ain't never been through nothing, that's okay. You can't help me.
Mm.
I learned a lot of things that I learned in life from people that sold dope. God bless it. I'm saved. I got the Holy Ghost. But a lot of what I learned in life, I learned from people that sold dope. And I'm not talking about the little weed I sold in college. I'm not talking about the little pills I sold in college. Not my little 6-month drug ring I had, right? Let's be transparent. I'm not
Hey.
talking about that. I'm talking about real, and either they going to jail or they going to die. But one thing that they had was process. One thing they understood was order. One thing they understood was hierarchy. They understood going through things and earning their stripes. They understood that.
Mm.
So that mentality, if you can take that mentality and apply it to what you do, you can create income. You can strategically focus. You can manage money. And the fourth thing is preparing for and looking for opportunities, but only look for opportunities that you're prepared for.
Ooh, Lord,
There's a lot of opportunity right now.
I just
You put your church music on.
you was preaching a word right there.
I'm
That
just
was a
saying,
word.
man, I need the people to get it.
Let me tell you something, man. These folks out here.
Is it the cold that you wear?
All right.
My bad.
Well, no, it's all good. You good. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I want people to understand that yes, it's possible. Yes, it takes hard work. That
Yeah,
part
that's
I
a
need
given.
people to understand because listen, it's not all their fault, Felicia. Are we gonna have a candid conversation?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
blame Instagram for
All
some stuff.
right. Listen, I'm gonna go beyond Instagram, but you're close. I want to talk about Instagram's bastard child Insta coaches.
Mm.
Hmm I want to talk about Insta coaches a little bit because these folks done watched the whole season of The Prophet and 3 seasons of Shark Tank and all of a sudden they're a business coach and ain't had no business nowhere. How you a successful business coach and you got a 9 to 5?
And they never ran a business.
Ooh.
You can't start off as a business coach.
How if you've never generated $1 million in revenue for anybody, how are you going to coach anybody on
Period.
I am not a weight loss coach.
Me either. Listen, I did some country style ribs tonight. Okay.
Oh,
What a honey barbecue glaze that I made myself. If I
hey,
listen,
okay. Look, I got $1,000 smoker out in the daggone yard. What you saying? You ain't saying nothing to me. It's a Traeger. I got cherry wood pellets in that bad boy right now, and a slab of beef ribs that are going on that bad boy tomorrow for my oldest. Let me tell you. Period, point, and the blank. I'm so fat. I worked my radio career around different barbecue landmarks in America: Kansas City, Memphis, St. Louis, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, North Carolina, South Carolina.
You got to make it work.
And Central Florida.
You got to make it happen.
Hey, listen. I will knock your mama's ribs out. Anyway, what's happening is right, and I'm gonna ask you some questions. When you know there's a law office, right, and you're not a lawyer, but you're helping prepare briefs for the lawyers, you're a what?
Paralegal, typically.
Okay, cool. Oh, so if someone was having a heart attack and you come in an ambulance, but you're not a doctor, you're a what?
Paramedic, hopefully.
Cool. So if you've never generated a goddamn dime in business, but you calling yourself a coach, you a para coach. I said what I said.
I love it. I love
Y'all,
it. I
because here's
love
what
it.
happens. I don't know about you, but I realized very just maybe just in this moment that I thought I was a business coach. That's what I thought I was, but I'm not. You know what? I'm in the business of, Felicia Kelly. I'm in the business of fixing broken hearts. Because what
That's
happens is
good.
these people come and they say, "Oh Lord, Mr. Anderson, I just need some time to think about it.
Hmm.
Because in my last go round with a coach, they's done took all my money. And
And we
they,
played on Pinterest. Oh, that was just me. I'm sorry. I told my business what happened to me, my first
what?
coach. Okay.
What
All right.
happened?
So, long story short, I've always understood the power of investing, the power of training, the power of seeking those who know more, right?
Mm-hmm.
6 months into my business, $4,500 invested, sure did. 8-week program, let's go. We was on Pinterest for 2 sessions and I knew I made a bad decision. I said, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to learn what not to do because I'm here to learn how to establish and scale my business. I want to make my first $1,000 in a month in my business. I had little numbers then, and $1,000 meant something back then.
Okay.
And I said, you know, we played on Pinterest. We made some graphics. And I said, you know what? It has to be just me. This can't happen. And it was right then that I said, if I ever became a business coach, I was only going to teach what I knew. And I was going to say no to business coaching if I was asked until I knew I can teach, until I reached a certain level of success. I'm not going to teach 6 figures because I made 6 figures in corporate. I'm going to make 6 figures in my business. Then I'm going to teach you how to make 6 figures in your business. I'm going to make consistent 10K months in my business. Then I'm going to teach that. So I really learned what not to do. And unfortunately, because coaching seems so easy, you have people right now charging 30K for a program and people are joining it and they're not learning a thing. But then you come to people like me and say, but Felicia, you're supposed to be saved. 12K too much. Okay, well, go pay somebody else 3.
Listen, that's 1,000 for each disciple.
Listen, hello.
What
1,000 for
you talking
each
about?
disciple.
What
Okay.
you talking about? Jesus had 12 friends, 3 close, 1
Even
best. Let me tell you something. Let's
even the
get some
bad
that.
one. Even the bad one. He was still
Even the
there,
bad.
right?
Hey, I honestly, as from a theological perspective, I feel like Judas gets a bad rap. I really do feel like Judas gets a bad rap because if you really go through them scriptures, I'm bringing this back to business, but we're gonna talk business because I'm about to teach y'all something biblically that y'all might not understand. Right? When you look at Judas, and I'm not talking about where we start talking about the arrest and the crucifixion, all that stuff. When you look at Judas, whenever he's watching what's happening, his main concern is always the money. You want to know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because even though Jesus is walking on water, spitting in people's eyes, making them see, being
Mm-hmm.
3 days late to take Lazarus out, and then goes and says, Lazarus, come out, and he come out from that stinky ass tomb. What y'all don't seem to understand is somebody got to feed these 12 big, huge Negroes running around here walking
This is
through
true.
Jerusalem. Who's gonna restrap these sandals? Now Matthew was a tax collector.
Uh-huh.
Judas was the accountant.
That's
He's the
right.
one who held the money. All right. So it's not written, but it's implied. And I'm thinking, just from a logical standpoint, that if we're going to break down the disciples, that maybe Judas was the business manager, and maybe those Pharisees, knowing that they didn't.
Where'd he go?
Hey, everybody. Can you hear me? We need a sound check, please.
You can't hear me?
Oh, we got you now. Brilliant.
Oh, you couldn't hear me. I
No,
was giving
we were
some
trying
good
to tell
keys.
you. We were trying to tell you. Hey, Felicia, good to see you.
Hey now. I was
Yeah.
giving some nuggets too, but I remember what I said, thankfully.
Oh, thank goodness. So, yeah, so can you please continue from where Dave got kicked off? Unfortunately, he's had some power issues. So I'm here to help you get to the end of your presentation because
No, that's
gems. People want to,
perfect.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So excellent. So I completely remember everything, thank God. But the first thing is that we really have to make the decisions, right? Everyone has something that they can take and build with right now. If you are a product-based business, you may have to pivot, like we talked about pivoting earlier. You may have to pivot and take that product and turn it into a service space. If you do hair, if you do nails, trust me, you see, I have my hair wrapped up. Women are struggling right now. We're like, okay, what do we do? If you were in the beauty industry, you need to be doing virtual classes right now. You need to be doing virtual consults. You need to have something set up to do one-on-one consults with people where you can walk them through the process of what they need to do to their hair, what they need to do to their nails, what they need to do to their makeup. Because guess what? A lot of people that would have come to you to work with you, they have to go virtual. And some of those people don't have the luxury of not being seen. They have to show up just like this virtually and still allow themselves to be seen. So their hair still has to be done. Their makeup, nails still have to be done. All these things still have to be done. And so it's easy to take that product or that physical service and turn it into a digital service. Even breaking down your process and showing people your process in an ebook, in videos, webinars, master classes. This is a time of resurgence for all of those things. So here are 4 things you really need to look at. And I know we touched on some of them earlier, but I really want to give you the details of it. Number 1 is create income. If you're not making money online, utilize free tools. I'm dating myself, but I started on Periscope. Back when Periscope was hot, before Facebook and Instagram had live streaming. Start on live streaming, showing and talking about what you do. Package your services into a digital product where you can make a video that you can resell over and over, right? And the second thing is strategic focus. You have to decide what it is that you want. There is not a plan in this world that can take the place of massive action. You have to make the decision to go and get the things that you want. You have to make the decision that regardless of what's happening right now, you're still going to decide to create income. You're still going to decide to make money. That is a decision that you have to make before you ever put out a product or a service. The next thing is that you really need to master managing cash flow. Take a look at your income. What do you have going in, going out right now? And instead of focusing on what could go wrong, well, if I start this, it may not. Well, if you, as soon as you start that negative language, it is going to go wrong. So instead of focusing on what could go wrong, assess where you are. Are you conscious of all of your dollars? Are you conscious of what's happening in your business? Or are you just a reactive individual like we talked about earlier? You also need to prepare for and look for opportunities. The only thing worse than not having an opportunity is to not be able to capitalize on an opportunity simply because you weren't ready. So you need to take a look at, do I have an opportunity to invest in the stock market as it crashes a little more? Do I have the opportunity to buy some real estate? Are you prepared to invest time and money into working with experts like me and Dave talked about earlier? Those of us who have built businesses, those of us who have built careers, those of us who have paid off thousands of debt and other things that we've done successfully. Are you prepared to invest the time and the money to replicate that type of success? Because if not, jumping on excellent conferences like this, that's only one part of it. That's great. But what does your implementation look like? Right. What do you do with this and where do you go after you get this wonderful encouragement, these wonderful strategies? How do you implement? Because again, everybody's not broke. Everybody's not panicking. But the people that are looking for you and I to be people who are authority figures. They're looking for people who aren't panicking. So when they start panicking, they're looking for, what should I do? They can turn to those of us who are doing well and say, let me reach out to them. Let me invest in them so that they can get me on the right track. So I think I got everything in there. I hate that the sound got crazy.
Awesome. I know, I couldn't believe it. I thought, what happened? It's okay, we got it sorted. I'm so glad that you remembered all of that,
Yeah.
because sometimes when you're in the flow, you can forget because you're just so in the moment. It's coming out and not always a way to record. So I'm
Yeah.
so pleased that we got it. We got it back. Yay.
I am too. I am too. I
Yeah.
just want people to take this opportunity because it really is an opportunity. Because
Yes.
while a lot of people are quitting, this is a time for those of us who have not decided to quit to say, how can I serve the world now
Hmm.
and be rewarded by being paid for it?
Right.
Because literally we're simply just solving problems. That's
Yeah.
really all we're doing. That's
Mm.
really it.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what my idea of a coach has always been, as a problem solver.
Right. Right.
I think that's
Right.
what we do.
Yeah, and even just showcasing your expertise. I think a lot of times people are so afraid that, oh, if I put all that I know for free, will people pay me? Absolutely. Even in my free training. So when people go to workwithfelicia.com, they
Hmm.
sign up for this free training and then they literally get to see my expertise on display. When they go to my social media, when they go to my Facebook and they see all these trainings, they're like, if she'll give me all of this for free, when
Mm,
I pay her, I know it's going to be amazing. That's the idea. So people should never
exactly.
be afraid of putting all of the information that they have out there, because that's all the more reason for people to pay you. I get the question all the time, well, Felicia, I don't have testimonials. I don't have social proof.
Mm,
You're the social proof. When you put out everything you know and people realize, oh, this guy, this girl is the real deal, you're your
mm,
own social proof.
absolutely. So I want to ask you a question, Felicia. What would you
Yeah.
say? Because unfortunately, we do have people out there who like to take other people's stuff. Those of us who worked really hard, and unfortunately, with written words, they can easily be copied and pasted.
Mhm.
So, what would you say in an instance like that? Because, like you said, like, we are our own testimony, really. But when somebody comes along with their copying and pasting capabilities and decide to take that for their own, what is another way to solidify that actually you are the authority, as opposed to Mr. Copy and Paste or Miss Copy and Paste?
That's an excellent question. So there are two things. One,
Mm,
I have some things that are trademarked, like my brand, Coaching Christians to Coins, where we
mhm,
have a conference and we have a Facebook group. We have all these things. That's actually trademarked. I own that.
mhm,
However, what my attorney shared with me is that once I create something, once I create content and I put it out,
mhm,
it's automatically mine. So if
mm,
a person wanted to go back and forth with me about it, I already have the
mhm.
proof that I need that it's mine. But
Yeah.
the second part is that what I realized is that people that copy me, even if they find some success, it's only a piece of the
Right.
success they could have found if
Mhm,
they would have really just in my environment, if they would have prayed and asked God, what is special about me that I
mhm.
can share? And I find that people who copy are people who really lack confidence and people who lack
Yes.
identity. And people never buy from people who aren't confident anyway. So it's really a
Agree.
waste of time for them to copy. So I don't worry about it. I really
Mm,
don't. I
mm.
used to in the beginning, but I don't worry about people copying because
Yeah.
someone had to be the blueprint, and it's okay if it's me.
Of course, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
thinking more. Now that is amazing. I love that you've shared that. The other side of that is, like, how can like, people who are consumers, how can they be discerning around that whole thing?
Oh, that's excellent as well. They should ask questions. That's
Mm,
the mistake that I made with the very first person that I decided to invest 4 figures in. I didn't
mm,
ask enough questions. I didn't do my own due diligence because I want to know if I'm going to work with you as a coach.
yes.
I want to know what you know. You have to have some evidence, even if I don't see a bunch of testimonials from others. You have
Hmm.
to consistently show a track record that you
Yeah,
are clearly an expert, because anybody can copy and paste post. And I
exactly.
need to see some history from you. I need to see some expertise. This is why I encourage all of my clients to do live streams, because you
Yes,
can't fake live streams. You can
right.
fake a post, you can fake content in an email, but you can't fake a live stream.
Exactly. So we've got to
So,
watch for those people who would just like to
absolutely.
post and not go live. So that could be an indicator, a red flag potentially.
Yeah, if they don't go live, if they don't do any trainings,
Mhm.
if they don't do any webinars, if they literally and people who have offline businesses may not do these things, right? A lot
Yeah,
of times
that's
people who have
different.
offline businesses may
Yeah,
work by referral. So there's kind of a
yeah,
placeholder there. But for people who do online business, if you're looking for an online business coach, look for evidence of a track record of this individual because it'll
right.
be there. It'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Going live definitely is the best way because the added layer to going live as well is like being able to read body language. You can tell if someone's lying.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can tell if they really know what they're talking about or if they're
Mhm.
just if they're reading. Like I've seen some people on live streams and they're literally just reading and I'm like that doesn't look very genuine. So we have to always look for the expertise. The expert will always show up.
Yeah,
When
I
you look at
agree.
an individual, when you converse with them, when you see their live content, their video content, the expert will always show up in the content. And those who have posts, the expert will always show up in comment responses.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Now, obviously, the expert will always show themselves, but the viewers and the consumers really must have the eyes and ears to see and hear and discern, though. That's the other thing.
right,
We have a
right.
lot of people who just follow blindly and not do
Hmm.
their due diligence and be discerning. So that's the other side.
Right. Discernment is really key. Discernment will save you a lot of headache and a lot of money. And wisdom, making wise choices and really being strategic in your risk. Because there are some parts in business, as you well know, some parts are just risky. But
Mm,
at the same time, we have to have some strategy behind the risk we're going to take.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Felicia. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
I'm glad we've had this opportunity to speak as well because we've been back and forthing via email. So it's great to see your face.
Yes, you as well. You as
Oh,
well. I'm
bless you.
glad we were able to get all the tech worked out and everything.
Yes, we got your sound back, so I'm pleased about that. We
Absolutely.
we don't seem to have any questions, but we do have some people watching, so that's good news.
Well,
Um,
good, good.
but you shared so much there, great actionable practical advice as well. And ladies and gentlemen, please take it all on board. Felicia has just shared gold with you all. It's amazing. So let's implement this. Let's make a difference. This is the prime time now, this amazing opportunity. You won't get something like this again in this formal fashion where the opportunity is just right for you to make your business
Right.
soar, for you to show up and be of service, which is what CoronaCon is all about. We've shown up because we wanted to. We wanted to say, hey, we're here. We want to help you. We want to be of service and help you to navigate this challenging time. Don't let this cripple you.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you all for even having me as well.
Oh, we love you, Felicia. Of course, you're going to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You are so welcome. Any closing comments for our viewers, please?
Yes. So I would say, in addition to taking advantage of opportunities like this, in addition to taking advantage of that free training on workwithfelicia.com, make a decision that in the next 48 hours, something that you're going to do to propel your life forward. What is that one thing that is going to propel your life forward? I don't mean something that's going to be a timekeeper, that's going to allow you to say you felt busy but not productive. What is something that's going to propel your life forward? Is
Mhm.
it sending out the email to your email list? Is it raising your prices?
Mhm.
Is it creating that service that's going to serve and allow you to be rewarded in payment? Make a decision that you can implement the next 48 hours and then push yourself forward.
Yes, that's very powerful. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Oh, this has been amazing. And thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we are wrapping up for tonight. Felicia has been the end act, not an act at all, pure excellence right here. So we're wrapping up. We finished with a bang tonight with Felicia. So thank you so much for joining us. Be back tomorrow for day 3 of CoronaCon, where we have more amazing experts to help you in different areas of your life. We will let you know who they are. But I just want to close by thanking you all for watching. And Felicia, again, thank you for being here and for showing up and being of service as always. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful night.
Good night, everybody.